You.
Hey, we are live, and I want to just say thank you for joining us on the replay. Tonight's going to be an abbreviated show, a shorter show, but
Say that every week.
we do. But the bonus is that
bonus.
Trevor's going to be throwing himself under the bus. So I can't wait to see that, as I am sure you will enjoy that as well. We're also going to talk about some EIDL success stories and some examples of some things that we've seen in the last couple of weeks that just add to the chaos. So with that, I will just say, welcome to WTF Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, WTF Wednesday. That's not to say there were not glitches, and there are still glitches happening.
Welcome to WTF Wednesday, where every week we talk about stupid that we've encountered that you should try to avoid.
Malad wrote,
King of EIDL.
who would that be, Linda Ray?
Oh, I forgot to take that last bit out. It doesn't make sense when the King of EIDL, if you can't see that he had a crown on last week. Anyway, all right. So
I'm still the king of EIDL.
Well, I don't know, because you're going to throw yourself under the bus.
Well, before I throw myself under the bus, I'm going to
Jared,
pat myself on the back.
Excited
Today is Wednesday. And so in the last
Michael
10 days, our clients here at Aurora Consulting have received
drum roll
and been approved for, a combination of the two, a total of somewhere over $2.6 million in various forms of SBA funding, including EIDL, increases, reconsiderations, restaurant relief fund grants, and PPP loans. Over $2.6 million. This gal, me, and a file manager who works remotely. So
is that the part where you're throwing yourself under the bus?
No, I'm going to do that in a second, but okay. I wanted to kind of build myself up, because this way, the higher I am, it's a much longer fall.
Yeah, it's a much harder fall.
It's a hard fall, but that's very encouraging for us and for our clients, and we love our clients, and we work really hard for our clients. So over $2.6 million, 2 closings today alone, which went off like that. And so before I throw myself under the bus, some other good information for us to share with you. Again, we always try to give you advice based on what we experience real time, 7 days a week, interacting with small business owners like you, and especially interacting with the SBA. The SBA website is working like, I hesitate. I almost said Ferrari, but it's a Ferrari today compared to what it was just a few weeks ago. So we want to encourage you to hang in there, as we always do say that Isabella Guzman is making massive strides to improve the quality of service and improve your access to these funds.
I'm waiting for the bus.
You wait. You really just want me to throw myself under the bus. I wanted to share some good news.
Because I got beaten up today a little bit.
You're all about it bleeds, it leads. Okay, so we had somebody comment in on one of our videos today. She was rather nasty about her comment.
It wasn't
which is
nasty.
A little rude, because she was nasty.
She just kind of commented in different videos. She
was nasty. She was like, misinformation, like all caps and so forth. And hey, Jean. And so she was, really nasty.
Okay.
And she pointed out something. She said, here's a copy of my EIDL loan agreement. And she shared a screenshot of it, which showed.
No, she just did in quotes the wording. She didn't. You can't show screenshots.
Oh, you can't. All right.
Comments on YouTube.
Oh, that's right. Because I then showed you a screenshot that I had saved from an EIDL loan agreement. Well, in any case, this commenter, who was rude and nasty on our channel, where we give away free expert advice when we could be doing other things like, I don't know, watching old Batman movies.
Kitten videos.
I don't watch kitten videos ever. Not ever.
But I think you do, because you recommend it all the time.
Here's me throwing myself under the bus. The woman's comment was, you're wrong. You do not need hazard insurance on an EIDL loan if your loan amount is less than $25,000. And so I confirmed that this afternoon with a phenomenal SBA underwriter / loan agent that I spoke to, who clearly was very highly intelligent and highly experienced. The agent and I had a long conversation about our client, the applicant's concern about personal guarantee, and her facility with understanding and presenting that the SBA agent tested me.
Yeah.
Trevor, what do you think personal guarantee is? And so I said, well, personal guarantee essentially means that in the event of a default, that the lender, or in this case on the EIDL, the SBA, has the right, should there be a deficiency in the claim of the funds that are due at the time of default, the lender or the SBA has the right to go to court and obtain what is called in the business a deficiency judgment, and attach that judgment against your other assets, your personal assets. And she said, that is exactly what it means. I said, thank you. I was a mortgage banker for 30 years, so I know a little bit about that. And by the way, in my long career, I saw that happen almost never, by the way. And you can do the same thing in a mortgage, a deficiency judgment. It never happens. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it never happens. So this agent, I trusted her brain. I trusted her knowledge of the SBA, and she corrected me when I asked her the question. And she said, that is correct. No hazard insurance is required if the loan is less than $25,000. She said, because there's no collateral requirement. Okay.
Right.
So
However,
I was wrong.
Yes.
But I was not wrong.
We had a moment. It was a moment, right? It was fleeting, but it was a moment where Trevor admitted he was wrong. This is the thing with us, with some of the info that we try to convey. It's because we've been told.
Hey, Jared, I'm excited
or we've been told that that a loan officer has requested the insurance, even if the loan was
not a loan officer. We have seen multiple dozens of events, comments here on YouTube, people on the phone with us on our free consultations, Facebook, where I chat with folks on Facebook. Dozens of situations we've heard that the SBA loan officer is requesting the insurance policy on a loan less than $25,000. And this is why I'm saying I'm not wrong. Because as I said last week about the stamping the tax returns or submitting a tax transcript that you download from the irs.gov yourself, it's going to come down to the person at SBA who's working on your file. It's the same with the hazard insurance. I spoke to another very good loan agent yesterday on one of our client files. And the client just needed 2 items to be submitted for his increase request. One of those was the insurance. And so I said to the agent, I said, so for this client, you know, is SBA going to enforce the 80% rule? Because we have a concern. The client is a renter, rents an apartment, he has a trucking business. So his insurance for his trucking is not going to work, but his renter's insurance, which Linda has reviewed. And so the agent said, well, I don't know. He said, it depends on what legal says.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
And we have heard that from people, from clients, from folks on the phone, and from SBA agents. It depends on who's working on your file about this 80. Well, you know, they're not really enforcing the 80% rule. We've heard that many times. And then we've had other situations we hear they want 80%.
We have posts. We have about 3 posts, maybe 4 by now on insurance. We have long form videos. We have 1-minute videos, all on insurance. I should by now make a playlist just for the insurance videos.
Thank you. You know, so I'm wrong in standing my ground on this 25,000. I'll tell you why. Because again, we share experience based on our real experiences here working on file. We haven't done any loans that are lower than $25,000.
Yeah, we
haven't. So I've been reading loan agreements for more than 160 clients that we have, and all those loan agreements. Guess what?
Hey, Stuart.
It looks like a standard format, and it says, you know, hazard insurance required on all
But here, I'll take this question.
Well, before we do the question, no,
hazard insurance is not liability. Liability is not hazard. Hazard is property insurance.
Okay, and that's what you need. You have to have property coverage. So I'm throwing myself under the bus, but I'm taking it away because it's going to come down to who is working on your file at the SBA. And by the way, to the very rude lady who commented on our YouTube video, which I told Linda, can we block her from our channel? I don't know if you did that or not. But to that rude lady, I'm very happy that you actually read your loan agreement, which, by the way, is what I've been saying here and on Facebook when I get into these arguments with folks, and they're telling me it's this way and that way. I go, please read your loan agreement. Yes,
Captain Hollis, you are moving along. So that is very good. I'm trying to get in what I can in between your chattering.
How much of me throwing myself under the bus do you want me to continue with?
Yes, different. It is different. CU liability is different than property insurance. Hazard insurance is synonymous with property insurance. So
liability kind of goes towards responsibility.
Yeah,
right?
Like slip and fall, if you cause injury.
If you're driving a car and you're intoxicated, right, and you damage something or someone, you have a liability there because of your personal actions. At the same time, if you damage somebody's property, then there's insurance that will pay for the damage on the property, the physical damage. So liability is not physical. Okay,
so a couple things. I'm going to take over for a little bit here because I'm going to go to the roadmap to reconsideration, and William Dyer, am going to post your question as a banner. And before I do that, I just want to let you guys know that we've been working on, there's no I in team. We're working on a new step-by-step guidebook to reconsideration that will be available for purchase because we're a small business too, and we have to pay our bills as well. And so I'm going to put in the comments, you can get on the waiting list for this.
You can pre-order.
Pre-ordering is basically just getting on the list. You don't have to pay.
The book is called Roadmap to Reconsideration, a step-by-step guide to filing an EIDL reconsideration request. And it is a detailed instruction manual, if you will, on what I do here at Aurora Consulting as a loan officer to file our client reconsiderations. It's an amalgam in a way of many of the YouTube videos that you can find on our YouTube channel. And we've had more than a few people tell us, oh my heavens, I folled their videos. I mean, somebody just told me today, and it actually works. So now we're going to
be like a cookbook.
We're going to put it in writing, but we're going to include here in the book the templates that we're often asked for, the board resolution template, the maximum loan template, business certificate, bankruptcy letter, all of that. We're going to include important SBA forms with instructions on how I fill them out for submission to the SBA. And we're going to offer this at what we think is a reasonable price because there are folks who cannot afford to hire us at the flat fee that we're allowed to charge as per SBA guidelines. And want to remind everybody, SBA Form 159D says a consultant cannot charge you more than $2,500 and no commissions and no percentages are allowed. And as recently as yesterday, one of our clients demonstrated to us how he had paid somebody last year $15,000 or 10% of the loan.
Illegal.
That is illegal. And I looked up the two scam artists that did this, and they have no real online footprint. And so speaking of conclusions there.
So speaking of online footprint, I put the banner is up, but actually the link is in the comments for you to peruse our webpage that is basically just getting on the waiting list for this to be available. So it's going to not only have step-by-step, it's going to have different encounters that possibly could occur that hopefully you'll be able to overcome. Just like when you have a cookbook, it may not look exactly like the chef that prepared it, that presented it in the cookbook.
I'm the chef, by the way.
And Trevor's a loan officer. So there's no guarantees that anything will be where you can get a loan approved, but it will ease some tension on the
It will definitely
what
remove a lot
if-
of anxiety from your process. It'll give you explanations of documents and kind of insight as to, you know, how to present these documents and
Yes.
other aspects.
So-
And occasional tips, but we're going to kind of keep the loan officering out of it because I don't want to bore you to tears.
All right, so William, that was our little commercial promotion on that, but this is your question on how hard the process is. It really, let me answer this as a regular business person, okay? The thing is, I mean, define hard. It's kind of relative. It depends on how organized you are. It depends on how your financials are, how accurate they are. It depends on, are you going to resist when they ask for stuff more than once? Are you going to be able to wait if it takes 2 weeks for them to get back to you? Are you going to check your portal 17 times a day? Like, these are all things that will cause you anxiety and make it difficult versus that's why in the guideline, we're going to have like some normal
guidebook.
The guidebook.
What people tell us when they hire us is, oh my gosh, I feel so much better because I feel like, you know, I've got somebody who's got my back and will take this burden. And so that's the intention of creating the guidebook.
Yes. And we cannot
so-
answer the question that how long the IRS is going to take to process your amended tax return. We don't know. We don't work for the SBA. We don't work for the IRS. So if you haven't filed,
Can I continue throwing myself under the bus?
That would.
So going
that would make
back
me
to
very
the
happy.
$25,000 hazard insurance, do you have to have it? And I kept saying you do. And this gal commented on our video today and called me out and said, misinformation, you know, and so forth, which she was right, because not that it was misinformation, but that I was mistaken. But it's going to come down to who's working on your file. But also, here's the thing. Good luck trying to find this information on the SBA website. You see, a lot of what we're talking about here in our videos, well, not a lot, everything we're talking about comes from our actual experience of working on real time, 7 days a week on EIDL SBA processes. And folks like you, and thank you all for joining us, are coming to us because you cannot get this information accurately from the SBA. So today alone, we had one of our clients' reconsideration files was declined. And just moments before that client contacted us, I was on the phone on a free 15-minute phone consultation with somebody who has now hired us as well. And he was declined for exactly the same reason as our client. And here's what two different SBA agents told these folks. Now, both of these business owners are self-employed. They file a 1040 tax return with a Schedule C, self-employed. For our client, the loan officer told him, your loan is declined because I got your tax transcripts back and the name of your LLC does not appear anywhere on the tax transcript. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking on my computer screen right here. I'm looking at my tax return. Schedule C has my name at the top and it has the name of my LLC. Well, it's not on the transcript, and because it's different, that's an automatic reason for declination. Here's the problem with that. The name of the LLC will never appear on a tax transcript. It's not how an IRS tax transcript works. So here we've got somebody working for the SBA who cannot read an IRS tax transcript. The other person that did the free consultation was a very similar experience. He's an Uber Lyft driver, and the SBA agent said to him, well, you know, you've got different names of your businesses. And he tried explaining to them, yeah, but it's a personal tax return. So I'm the business, my name and my social security number, just the fact that I've got an LLC. No, we're not going to decline your loan, but because of this discrepancy, we're going to have to change this, change that. You're going to move to the back of the queue. Mind you, no, actually, they declined him. Mind you, this fellow filed a reconsideration back in January for more money and was approved, which means that someone at the SBA read his tax return, the same tax return, back in January. So you see these inconsistencies daily with the SBA agents and the overall administration. We're not really defending them anymore because, you know, we've done that, and it's just enough is enough, SBA. Train these folks. I know I read recently that SBA has recently hired over 6,000 contractors to come in and assist. Bully for you. But, you know, if you hire Linda does a lot of landscaping on our property out here. She loves ripping down vines and all that stuff. And I like watching her on the back deck with a cup of coffee. If Linda were to hire 5 people to come and shovel piles of dirt, and, you know, she didn't show them how and where, what the hell good? I mean, nothing's
Yeah.
going to happen.
So can we just, Calvin,
That's a really
Calvin's
bad
been,
analogy.
I know it is, but whatever. I try not to listen to you sometimes.
Well, I know
Calvin,
you
you've been
listen.
very patient. You've asked this question twice.
By the way, folks, just as a reminder about questions, I'm going to jump in here. You know, you can make a contribution to us this evening for our advice that we give to you. So if you're asking a question, if you wanted to be kind and give us a contribution for answering your question, Linda can tell you how that works before we start answering questions.
Well, Danny doesn't need to pay anybody because he's got it nailed down. Congratulations, Danny.
There's
All
no
right.
need to pay anybody for something so simple. Who is Danny, and what the hell is that supposed to mean?
He knows what he's doing.
Well, no, he doesn't.
Well,
I'm going to throw you under the bus, Danny, because if you say the statement, if you're concerned about your taxes, get stamped copies and submit that and be proactive. What is that supposed to be a guarantee of success? Because I can promise you it's not.
all right.
It's going to come down, Danny, to who at the SBA is working on your file. Again, folks, the information we share is based on my experience 30 years in finance and what we've done for 15 months, day in and day out, dealing with SBA. Please be careful about statements that make it seem like this is what you've got to do. You know, the formula, I'll come back to that later, but the formula is another one. And the brackets, don't even get me started about the brackets.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you've been doing 4506s for 30 years. So what's the difference between one and the other with a T and no T? Is there a difference?
Yeah, 4506 without a T, which is not going to be involved. I don't know why this question is coming up. It's not involved in the SBA EIDL process, so I don't know why we're talking about it. But a 4506 is a more detailed transcript. A 4506T is just a different, and you don't really see 4506s anymore. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, I retired from mortgage banking 2018. I don't remember that we used 4506s for a long time. I mean, it was always a 4506T.
All right. So,
David Rica's here.
yes.
David Rica.
Hello, David. I tweeted you because somebody was soccer connection going on there. So here we have, I got approved for one. Well, so yeah. What? You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you to both of you, William and Calvin. Thank you. What are you pointing at? I don't know what you're saying.
How do folks make a contribution if we answer a question?
Oh, there's a button on there's a little $sign that's at the bottom of the chat, of the live chat. So, you know, for a month, that to me, that's a long time as a business owner to wait. So what do you think? There must be something that's not happening.
We're talking about the same EIDL process?
But if
1 month is perfectly reasonable.
But if maybe there's
Not even
something
close.
outstanding, maybe there's something outstanding that if you check with the loan officer.
So Hatim's question is, I got approved. When you say you got approved, who told you you were approved? Let's put the conditions on that, okay?
Yeah.
This is how I think. This is how a loan officer thinks. Who told you you were approved? Because until you see it on the SBA website, until you get an email from the SBA that says you're approved, which happened to 2 of our clients today, and they forward the email because our clients are trained and they rely on us. They forward the emails. So this morning, 2 of them got emails. Congratulations, you're approved. At which point we logged in and we signed the closing documents.
Which answers your
online,
question, Flamingo.
And it was instantaneous. I mean, 30 or 40 seconds to log into the SBA portal. And the closing documents were signed, docu-signed electronically in less than 30 seconds. It was boom, 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 done. Submit, back to the home page, and the funds will be dispersed. And the funds are dispersed in our recent experience anywhere from 3 to 9 calendar days. That's what we've seen. Out of 50, I'll give you some statistics that I kind of ran rough numbers today. we have around, I think it's 52 or 53, it may now be 55 clients that were working with us and requesting increases on their EIDL loans, of which 18 have been contacted by SBA requesting documents, and of which 8 have been approved and or funded. Approved and funded, and approved waiting for funding. The 2 today are waiting for funding, 1 on Saturday waiting for funding. And so far in the last 10 days, our clients have received over $2.6 million in different SBA programs, including EIDL. So when you say 1 month, I say watch kitten videos. Be patient. There is a process. You got the money last year. Please look at your timeline last year. It took a long time to get the money last year. It's going to happen. There was a really good question from Flamingo.
Yeah, you answered it.
Oh, I did. Look at that. After you're approved, you have to sign.
Yes.
So Flamingo, once you get the email that you're approved, you'll click on that green button in the email. That'll take you to the SBA portal. You'll log in with your credentials, your email address, and your password, and it will scroll down to review and sign documents, and you'll be able to sign your closing documents. The whole thing will take you less than 90 seconds.
Hey, Erica Brown, nice to see you. And Erica has for filing an amendment on.
Hi, Erica.
Will there be a transcript for that?
Yes, there's a transcript for all tax returns. It's not a matter of whether there will be transcript as much as when will the transcript show up.
Hi. All right. So, like I said, we're going to.
So Erica brings up, can you put this banner up for according? So this is good. The thing I love about Erica reads paperwork. So yes, it says the amendment info will not be on the transcripts. That's why you have to request it you have to request a transcript for a 1040X.
Yes, the 1040X,
which is an amended transcript.
All right. Well, I think we're actually going to have a short night tonight, and want to thank all of you for joining us. Thank you so much, David. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hello.
Wow, you didn't even mention it.
The Simple Sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've started another YouTube channel.
Yes.
Where we are broadcasting their videos and podcasting, and soon will be an email newsletter called
Simple Sense for Small Business. We have a few videos. We need to get the custom URL. You need 100 subscribers, and I think right now we're at 50.
Hey, Kobina.
We're at 52. So we need 48 more subscribers so I can at least get a custom. So if you guys, and this is all general business, it's not EIDL related. It is about how to, just various things we've seen in our travels, working with hundreds and hundreds of business owners.
Plus our own experiences. Linda owned an insurance agency. I've worked in multiple management positions in my
I put the
careers.
link in the
and
chat.
We have a passion for small business, how we started doing the financing. And what we talk about on Simple Sense are really a lot of simple things that, folks don't seem to think about that make sense, that will help you have, we hope, a more profitable and certainly a more pleasurable experience about running your own business. And the program is really designed for small businesses. We are a small business. It's this gal and me.
You see this?
And one person.
URL? I'm trying to get that so it's Aurora Consulting, but you have to have 100 subscribers. So if you guys,
if there's 100 of you here tonight, Gene Salvatore,
he already subscribed.
Gene Salvatore is going to make up 17 fake profiles and get Maureen to make up 18 more fake profiles. And
so Mercury's in retrograde for any of those who follow Mercury in retrograde, which just means there are some technical hiccups, etc.
Congratulations, John.
Yeah. So
and John, I'm glad, we tell folks all the time on the free consultation calls, you don't need to hire us right now. And if you get declined for your EIDL increase, then you should hire us, because that process is going to be complicated. But we often tell folks you don't need to hire us, just follow our advice, and you can be like John.
Yeah.
John got approved. He's all set.
There you go. 7
weeks. Look at that. That's what we've been seeing also, John.
So, all right.
Gene Salvatore is already working on 36 fake profiles. It's going to be Gene Petty Salvatore and Gene Pearson Salvatore. and Gene Bobby Isaacs Salvatore. These are all your fake profiles, Gene. Your NASCAR profiles.
So we have someone from Twitter. Hey, how are you? D Womack 200. I'm the 424. Wait, so you got your blue button, hopefully, or it doesn't even matter. You can send in an email. It doesn't matter. The blue button doesn't matter. So anyway, well, we don't have any more questions, and we just want to say thank you so much. We are doing a shorter show tonight because, number one, I'm exhausted. It was a little bit of a very long day, and I
Thank you, Gene.
feel like talking live anymore. That's really the bottom line of it. So, all right. Take care, everybody. Stay healthy. Stay well.
Thanks for joining us tonight, folks.